So in this lecture, we'll see to apply the bigger method for LPPs having equality constraints also. Let's say the problem is minimize z equals to minus 4x1 minus x2. The constraints are 3x1 plus x2 equal to 3. The next constraint is 4x1 plus 3x2 is greater than or equal to 6. x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 4. And the variables are all non-negative. So for the second constraint and the third, it's easy. For the second, what we do, we subtract a surplus and add an artificial. So let's say the surplus we subtract is S2 and the artificial we add to compensate is A2. So that makes it into equal to. For the last, what we do, just simply add a slack. Say S3 is equal to 4. Now for the first constraint, it is written 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 3. We need 3 basic variables to start our simplex table. One of them is A2, the other is S3, but we need one more. So if we see, can x1 start? See, x1 is in all 3 constraints, so just leave it. x2 is in all 3 constraints, so we can leave it. That means there is a necessity to add an artificial variable in the first constraint, which was already an equal to, but still to start our simplex, we add an artificial variable. So the objective also gets changed. This was the original part. We have added 2 artificials and the sense of optimization is minimization. So we add plus MA1 plus MA2. So simplex table CB, basic variable x1, x2, A1, S2, A2 and S3. RHS theta j. So the coefficients we'll write. Coefficients for x1 is minus 4, x2 का minus 1, A1 का plus m, S2 का 0, plus m 0. Now write the constraints 3, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4. So the basic variables are, first column for the identity is A1. So A1. Next column is 0, 1, 0 comes under A2. The next is A3. S3. Coefficient M, M, 0. Zj minus Cj comes out to be, the first is 7m plus 4. Okay. The next is 4m plus 1. The next is 0. The next is minus m. The next is 0. The next is 0. Z value do not calculate. Now, start the iterations. Since we are solving a minimization problem, so what variable enters? That is most positive. Most positive is this. So calculate theta j. First is 3 by 3, 1. Next is 6 by 4, that is 3 by 2, that is 1.5. Next is 4. So this is minimum, this leaves. The pivot is 3. So A1 is leaving and X1 is entering. X1, A2, S3. X1 का column, X1 का coefficient is minus 4. A2 का M, S3 का 0. Pivot को 1 बनाना है. So divide throughout by 3. 1, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 0, 0 0 1, पिवट के नीचे 0, करंटली यहाँ पे 4 दिखता है, so multiply the pivot row by -4 and add, so this becomes 3 minus 4 by 3, that is 5 by 3. This is minus 4 by 3, this is minus 1, this is 1, this is 0, this is 2, यहाँ भी 0 बनाना है, अभी फिलहाल यूज किया 1, so multiply the pivot row by -1 and add to the third row, so 2 minus 1 by 3, that is 5 by 3, then minus 1 by 3, 0 0 1, minus 1 plus 4 is 3. So what is the operation we have used? The operation is row 2 में change लाने के लिए we multiplied the first row by -4, added to the second row. 3 में change लाने के लिए what we did was minus times the first row plus the second. So this was the operation that we did. Now we calculate Zj minus Cj. What is Zj minus Cj? This is 0. Next value, A1 we do not calculate because A1 has already left. S2 is minus M. A2 so you write 0. S3 still 0, you do not calculate. Now what is most positive? This is most positive. The ratio is 3. The ratio is 6 by 5. The ratio is 9 by 5. So this ratio is the minimum. So what is the pivot? It is 5 by 3. Now x1, A2 has left, x2 has entered, S3 remains, -4, -1, 0. पिवट को 1 बनाना है, सो मल्टीप्लाई थ्रू आउट बाय 3 by 5. तो ये 0, ये 1, -4 by 5, -3 by 5, 3 by 5, 0, 6 by 5. अभी पिवट के ऊपर बनाना है 0, अभी दिखता है 1 by 3. सो व्हाट इज द ऑपरेशन? रो 1 में चेंज लाने के लिए व्हाट यू डू, -1 by 3 into row 2 plus row 1. So this would be 1. Multiply this by -1 by 3 to minus minus plus. So this would give you 4 by 15 plus 1 by 3. So this gives you 9 by 15. So 9 by 15 is 3 by 5. So this is 3 by 5. This is 1 by 5. This is -1 by 5. This is still 0. This is -2 by 5 plus 1. 1 minus 2 by 5 gives you 3 by 5. Pivot ये था, इसके नीचे बनाना है 0. So what is the operation? -5 by 3 into row 2 plus row 3. So this is 0, this is 0. -5 by 3 gives you 4 by 3. 4 by 3 minus 1 by 3 is 3 by 3. 3 by 3 is 1. -5 by 3, 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So -1 plus 0 is -1. This is 1. -5 by 3 minus 2 plus 3 is 1. Now calculate Zj minus Cj. So this is 0. This is 0. For this, you don't calculate because it is an artificial variable. So we can skip that. S2 का निकालना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वो एक सरप्लस है. So -4/5 plus 3/5. So that is -4 plus 3 is -1/5. And this value is artificial के लिए इसको छोड़ देते हैं. S3 का is 0. इसके लिए now you can calculate z value because there is no artificial variable. So -12 minus 6 is -18/. So now what we can see is this entire zj minus cj row is non-positive. So for a minimization case, zj minus cj being non-positive implies optima reached. तो ये optima है for a minimization case. And what is the point of optima? The point of optima is x1 equals to 3/5, x2 equals to 6/5, and there is still a surplus s3 equal to 1. So point of optima is x1 is 3/5, x2 is 6/5, and z लिया था w, z is equal to -18/5. So this is the optima.